This is Van Heusen Tune of the Week 13, All the Way. In this series of videos, we're learning tunes from the Great American Songbook. I'm learning a tune a week, and I'm sharing that experience of learning these tunes with you. If you join me on Patreon, you get a tune a week, which I think is a good ratio. So this is for people who can play and then can read the chart. So you get a PDF of the tune on Patreon, and then you can spend a week with that tune. You can watch this video where we're gonna play it together, and then listen to different versions, and maybe play along with your iReal Pro or whatever you're using to learn a tune a week. And we're reaching 100 tune of the week videos. So there's plenty of tunes in the archive for you to dig into over at Patreon if you want. So I put the music on the screen, and then we play the melody together, and then we trade solos, and then we try to play the melody again without looking at the music and see if we can play it by ear. And remember that you can obviously watch these videos over and over until you get the tune. Sometimes I talk about the tunes because there's a lot to say. There are many different versions and some chord changes that are there has to be discussed. But this one I don't have that much to say, so we're just gonna play it. It's a ballad, and yeah, let's play it. I'll take a solo and you comp for me. this is your solo. Here comes the melody. It returns. So it's funny how this iReal Pro can't end tunes, right? Like you have to make, I guess, a second ending, and to if the last chord is a dominant, it will end on a dominant, which you don't do in real life. right? And now there's this new app that I just got called the Fieldbook, and I'll talk about that later on, but it's way better in that they actually end the tune. It's real musicians playing. Problem is that there aren't that many tunes yet, and these more obscure tunes. This is not an obscure tune, it's more obscure in the jazz context, are not in there yet. So, but anyway, this tune is famous for Frank Sinatra version, I guess, and as with many of Van Heusen's tunes, he wrote the hits for Frank Sinatra. And but you can hear some jazz versions. There are Lee Morgan recorded it, and Joe Lovano, I think, if you want to hear some more instrumental jazz versions. There are some variations you can see on the changes. I think these changes that I showed you here are pretty solid. I'd like to play with the A flat there, like an A flat major 7. Sometimes it sounds great with the major 7 sharp 5. And then I let that note go to the 6. So that's an A flat major 7 sharp 5 going to A flat major 6. Then you could go F minor, E flat minor, D minor, flat 5, G if you want to. So I'm playing the melody very straight because we're learning the tune. If you play this and you were the melody, the soloist, you would be more loose with the melody and phrase it, right? But we're playing it together, so I'm playing it as it is written, more or less. So I don't have too much to say about this tune. I just want to take a moment to talk about learning tunes, because I see more, and with the risk of going on a rant here, but I'll try to keep it short. But I see more and more videos where people are saying that things like you don't have to learn standards. You see more and more videos where people are saying stupid things like that, and I see like you don't have to practice ear training. Ear training is a waste of time. Learning tunes is a waste of time. Transcribing solos is a waste of time. You're not going to learn anything. Practicing scales is a waste of time. Practicing technique is a waste of time. And all this is a distraction. I think these videos, it's clickbait. Often if you click on them and watch them, they're saying, yeah, you shouldn't practice scales, but, and then it end up saying anyway that you should practice scales, but the way they suggest or something like that. So I don't do that. I don't do clickbait. If you find a nice catchy video title, that's good, but I don't do things like, the only scale you need. No, you need all the scales that you can learn, all the tunes that you can learn. You need to practice ear training. If you can transcribe solos all day, do it. It's obviously good if you learn solos. It's obviously good. The more tunes you know, the better. I mean, it's just so obvious to me. These videos are just a distraction. And that's the problem with YouTube and internet, that everybody is trying to get attention and come up with something that is new, that somebody hasn't come up with yet. A new formula or a new system, that's shortcut. There are no shortcuts. You need to learn tunes. Now, are there musicians who jazz musicians who don't play standards? Yes. Sometimes they don't, but they certainly know standards. I mean, I've studied with musicians who are not famous for playing standards, like Scott Henderson. But Alan Hines even. He's not known for being a jazz musician at all. They all know standards. If you take somebody like Chris Potter or Kurt Rosenwinkel, they know a lot of standards. With standards, I mean like jazz standards as well as like all these American Songbook tunes. Now, are there jazz musicians who never play standards? Yeah, there are some in like the ECM world. They don't see themselves even as jazz musicians. They're playing improvised music. and or maybe it's more like art music. Some jazz musicians only play their own tunes, and some jazz musicians play more in like a free kind of thing where they don't play standards at all. Sure, but so if that's what you're doing, yeah, that's fine. But saying that you shouldn't learn tunes, and one guy was talking about how jazz schools lie about the reality of jazz, because the jazz schools tell you you need to learn standards, many standards, but in the real jazz world, he was saying you don't do that. You don't play these tunes. They're 100 years old. The argument that they're old is a problem. It's a very weird argument, because with that mindset, okay, I guess shouldn't study Bach. I shouldn't study Mozart because that music is old. That's just that's not clear thinking. And also, if you are a jazz musician and you do like wedding gigs and you play like jobbing gigs, wallpaper gigs, and I don't dislike those gigs. I actually enjoy them. You certainly play standards and American Songbook tunes, and not knowing any tunes would be kind of weird, so no. Also, there's, even if you're never gonna play this tune that we just learned or try to learn, by doing this, we are adding to our own musical vocabulary, and we're learning music, internalizing music. So you can play this. That's a genius musical phrase written by one of the true masters of this kind of style. It's a right? Like, the phrases are amazing, and when you're trying to play that by ear, first everybody's probably heard this tune because his tunes are so famous. They're in movies, they're in commercials, and they're all over the place. So you probably heard this melody, and then when you try to play it, you get better at finding the notes so that the instrument becomes an extension of your inner hearing, right? So instead of looking at a page, which of course I'm doing, and that's all good, but even better if you can have the music inside your inner ear and bring it out on your instrument. So that's the best way. I was watching that interview with Ulf Akenius, a Swedish guitar player from this area actually, who was saying that when he played with Oscar Peterson, he didn't tell them what tunes to play. He just started playing tunes, and Ulf had to just kind of learn it on the spot, and that's the best way. But that takes, of course, that you have what I've said, that you have the ability to hear a tune and then play it. So we shouldn't forget that it's not necessarily about, oh, I know every tune by Jimmy Van Heusen. It's about learning music. So yeah, that was just something I noticed lately, that there are more and more of these videos. Don't go to jazz school. Don't go to college. It's a waste of time. Of course it's good to go to jazz college. I mean, is it a bad idea financially? Yeah. Sure. But if you want to get rich, I suggest a different career path. But of course you will learn more from going to jazz college as opposed to not going to jazz college. Almost every musician you see playing these days, almost all of them have degrees. Not only that, they have several, sometimes advanced degrees. Some of them have doctoral, really high level degrees. So, or they have gone to, I think Lage Lund, someone like that, he's gone to several master's programs, I think. They're very, highly educated. So yes, ear training is good. Yes, learning a lot of tunes, which we're doing here, is good. Learning all the standards and all the American Songbook tunes as much as possible. Transcribing solos is good. Practicing scales is good. Practicing technique is good. What am I forgetting? Ear training is good. So when you see a video like that saying that it's a waste of time, any of that, yeah, don't trust that. That's just somebody is trying to get attention. So with all that, I hope you enjoyed all the way, and thank you for your time and attention. I shall see you next time.